Evening. Thank you. The reason why I really want to take this time to thank, because this gratitude that I'm feeling right now, I need to express it, because when you express any gratitude, it invokes devotional, pious vibrations. We've already just finished an amazing kirtan. It was really incredible. It was beautiful kirtan. It was just, I thought ki aaj to kirtan hi chalta rahe. It was so good. And then beautiful meditation on holy name. And aap logon ne jo chanting kari aaj, Sanjeev Prabhu, you'll see for long time you will feel this vibration. It was beautiful. Well done. It was really incredible. And I think we should make this a habit of chanting loud, one round full loud, like, get your heart out. So thank you. And I want to thank each one of you for, giving me this opportunity to serve you. At this moment, I want to remind myself that sitting on a Vyasasana, I'm doing it as a service. And whatever I'm going to speak today, and I pray to the Lord that it's not my words, it's your words that come through. And like the last class, I want each one of you to hear what you really need to hear. Everybody will hear the same thing, but they will hear something different. All of us, depending on where we are. Now, today's class, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. It's going to be very confronting. I'm going to read some aspects from Bhagavad Gita which talks about women. It talks about what, the difference of men and women and all those sort of things. It's going to be very confronting, especially for Matajis. For you girls, it's going to be very confronting. I want you girls to ask as many questions as you want. Because if you don't ask these questions, then you might get put off by these scriptures. So, with this disclaimer, and it's okay to question scriptures, because scriptures are written in question answers mostly. Arjun is asking question, Krishna is going to answer. Sukdev Goswami is answering all the questions in Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is all about question and answers, and I think we get more understanding with question and answers. So today's verse, we have read the verse last time, but we will do the before.
I got some verses, and this is some quotes I found out from.
Can I have the mic, please?
Can I just share them?
Sorry, you want to share? Sorry. Yeah, please.
Don't fear Nitya Buddha, which is a person in the material world who is constantly making material plans which fail. Krishna consciousness is a process of moving from what I want to what you want. Beauty is
Krishna consciousness is from moving from I want to what you want.
Yeah,
very nice.
Beauty is existent because of the soul. Are we just doing things for rituals, or are we building our relationship with Krishna and Bhakti?
Very nice.
We need to be institutional leaders. Srimad Bhagavatam is like a telescope which brings us closer to Krishna.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada says, Krishna consciousness is like an ocean. Every week and every month, Krishna is doing something to bring us closer to Him and to focus on Him.
Very nice. Very nice. Very good. Thank you for sharing it. Really share it. Okay, so, and I love that you make notes. How many people are here making notes? Very good. There are some of your colleagues there in the back. Some of them. Actually, that's okay. Look, I don't want you guys to be uncomfortable. Whatever is but I'm telling you, people, आप लोगों ने हम लोग university में थे. There are always some person who's like doing notes like this. They're the most serious people. Like really serious. Like they don't want to miss even one word. Professor ने जो बोला है, Now everything is video recorded, so people are sitting there. Class आ जाएगी ना? And nobody looks at the class. After एक बार गई, रात गई, बात गई. So it's a good idea to make notes. You don't have to bring your own notebook. You can make notes on the Bhagavad Gita. Bring a pencil or a pen. Okay. Before we start, I want yes. Oh yes, please.
I want to share something.
Can you beta mic or
दूसरा mic कहाँ है? वो दूसरा mic कहाँ है?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु। ब्रिजेश प्रभु, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको थैंक यू बोलूंगी, क्योंकि लास्ट वीक नहीं मैं आई थी, उसके पहले वाले वीक आपने बोला था कि आप नोट्स बनाते हैं, नॉट रिगार्डिंग टू भगवद गीता बट लाइक अपने पर्सनल उसमें कि आपने क्या रीडिंग करी, क्या राइटिंग करी एंड हाउ इज योर रिलेशनशिप गोइंग ऑन. तो आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग द सेम. और मैं मतलब हर चीज को अपने वर्क से कनेक्ट करती हूँ. तो जैसे हमारे डे केयर में लाइक EYLF होता है, लर्निंग आउटकम्स होते हैं, 5 लर्निंग आउटकम्स. तो उसी तरह से मैंने अपने लाइफ के 5 आउटकम्स बनाए हैं. रिलेशनशिप, व्हाट आई एम रीडिंग, लिसनिंग, और लाइक ऑर्गेनाइज कैसे कर रही हूँ मैं चीजों को. तो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू सेड, आई एम फॉलोइंग दैट एंड सीरियसली I'm very happy with that.
Brilliant.
उससे ना आपको ये पता चलता है किस एरिया में आप लैक हो और किस एरिया में आपको वर्क करने की जरूरत है. तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ यू कि आप लोग भी ना अपना रीडिंग, राइटिंग, चैंटिंग सबका एक चार्ट बनाओ. इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल टू राइट एवरी डे बट स्टिल ट्राई. तो अगर आप खुद देखोगे वीकली या मंथली, आप खुद देखोगे कि 10 में से आपका स्कोरिंग कितना होता है, 9, 8, 7, 6. और जहां पर भी आप मतलब लैक हो रहे हो, यू विल वर्क ऑन दैट एरिया. चाहे वो रिलेशनशिप हो, बच्चों के में हो कि ओके दिस वीक आई हैव डन दिस विद माय चाइल्ड, दिस वीक आई हैव रीडिंग अ लॉट, दिस वीक आई लिसन सो मेनी लेक्चर्स, और एम आई डूइंग चैंटिंग और नॉट. सो मैं तो ब्रिजेश प्रभु ने मुझे, वी ऑल नो दैट, बट जैसे इन्होंने बताया, आई मेड माई नोट. आई डोंट वांट टू टॉक फ्रंट ऑफ आर्ना because she will go and let mama show me your book.
Better do that, huh? She's making a note. I'm going to check with mama.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
That's really good advice from you.
Thank you for sharing, because what you have done is you've inspired a lot of people right now. So Stephen Covey, luckily अभी हम जो वीडियो देखने वाले हैं, it's based on Stephen Covey. He was one of the biggest principal writers for leadership. वो लिखता है, something if you cannot measure, you cannot improve. If you cannot measure something, you cannot improve. Another way of looking at it, if you don't measure something, you can't improve it. अगर आप measure ही नहीं कर रहे हो, जैसे माता जी ने लिखना शुरू करा ना, trust me, we have so many blind spots, and the reason why they're blind spots is they're blind to us. So how do you make it in front? You start writing. So thank you, Mataji. That's really, really awesome. I really love these kind of stuff. Now, when Mataji was talking about when you write these things down, you need to make sure there is some priorities in your life. Yeah. So we're gonna look at a video. We're gonna and it will talk about the priority, and then we'll have a quick discussion. If some of you know how to get rid of this error 153, I'll be really grateful. It's been coming. I've done all the जो भी मेरे को इसमें वो करना था settings में, but didn't work. But anyway.
There's a well-known story about a university professor that wanted to make a point about the importance of prioritizing how we spend.
Wait.
There's a well-known story about a university professor that wanted to make a point about the importance of prioritizing how we spend our time. The professor stood in front of his class with a display of items. He took a large, empty jar and filled it with rocks, approximately 2 inches in diameter. He then asked the class, if the jar was full. And they agreed, yes, the jar was full. The professor then took a box of pebbles and added them to the jar and gave it a little shake to move the pebbles into the open areas around the rocks. The professor asked the class again if the jar was full. They agreed, yes, it is full this time. The professor then took a box of sand and added it to the jar, filling the spaces between the rocks and the pebbles. He asked again, now, is the jar full? They laughed and agreed, yes, it's full. This jar represents your life. The big rocks signify the really important things in your life, such as health, family, and friends. The pebbles are the other things that matter in your life, such as work or school. And the sand signifies the remaining small stuff, such as material possessions. Now, if you were to reverse the order of filling the jar and add the sand first, there would not be enough room for the rocks and the pebbles. The same principle applies to your life. If you spend too much time on the small stuff, you won't have enough space or time to focus on the things that are truly important, the big rocks. So, prioritize the big rocks first. Practice self-care, spend quality time with the people you love, and the rest is just pebbles and sand. They will always find some space.
So this concept was designed by Stephen Covey. It's actually designed by some rishis probably 500-700 years ago, but he used it for leadership. Now, let's quickly think about what are our, what's happening? What is our
Big rocks.
big rocks? What is your big rock?
Family.
Family? Yes.
Health.
Sorry. Family and what else? Health. Yes. What else?
Job.
What do you mean should be?
Questionable hai.
Good one. I like it actually. Yes. What else? Yes. Krishna concept. This is bhakti. Yes. What? Huh?
Job.
Work. Okay. Work.
Comes with family and all.
Okay. Because of work, there is family. Otherwise, छोड़ के भाग जाएंगे. Okay. Very good. Let's.
प्रायोरिटीज में वो हेल्थ और फैमिली ये सारे
Yes.
Yep.
And that's good. Can I? So, अभी हमने क्या करा? What are the biggest rocks? Let's go. We are not going to talk about pebbles and sand. Let's talk about sand only. What are those little things? What are those little things? Yes, beta.
Getting a good having like a good MacBook, having like
Good MacBook, okay.
like
The one that I've got, yes.
having a good laptop, having just
Yeah.
a really good life, but
Yeah.
comfortable one.
Comfortable
But
one, yeah.
then you won't grow.
Let's talk about specific. What are? Give me example.
Material,
The latest iPhone model.
Latest iPhone model. Is it? But it's a biggest rock, isn't it?
No.
सब कुछ गुम हो जाए कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मोबाइल की बैटरी चली है ना. People start hyperventilating. चार्जर है. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, हरे कृष्णा माता जी. प्रभु प्लीज कम ओवर है. हमने बोला है कि जो भी लेट आएगा सबसे आगे बैठेगा. आपने देखा होगा नहीं, प्रभु लेट नहीं आया ऐसा मत सोचना. प्रभु बहुत में रहा. Mataji, are you okay? You can see. Okay. So, okay. So iPhone is probably one of the. But I'm not talking about things.
Social pressure.
I'm talking about time. Because this jar represents the time. हमारे पास how many hours do we have in a day?
24.
24. Is there someone who's got less than 24 hours in a day? No. Is there someone who has more? So everyone has the same. Then how come some people can fit everything in and some people can't fit anything in? Hang on. Yes. Why? Huh? Prioritizing क्या?
Organization.
They might be spending somewhere else.
Well, they're only prioritizing sand.
Yeah.
is the other thing? What is the other sand? One is obviously time के मामले में what is the most thing जहाँ पर हम सबसे ज़्यादा time waste करते हैं? Social media. Yes, social media. उसके अलावा क्या? What else? There is social media. What else? Gossip. Oh, this is really good. Gossip. Gossip is another thing. You know, आपको पता है वो प्रभु है ना हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट करा क्या है? पता है आपको? नहीं पता ना? I tell you. Sit here with me. I tell you everything. पता है उनकी eyebrows भी मिली हुई थी पहले. Now is the threading. I know everything. Come sit with me. Gossip. What else? Netflix. And all those OTTs. All of them.
If it's a Hare Krishna consciousness related thing.
Where is it? I want to know where it is.
Simha, Kurukshetra, morning stream.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But that's. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about YouTube. Yeah, I'm not talking about YouTube. But Netflix and stuff. So now, can I ask you a tough question? Yeah. Let me see who is looking at me. Okay, everyone is. I'll ask you a tough question. Okay, I want to ask you a tough question. How many of you, raise your hand, be very honest, how many of you think we don't have enough time to chant? Yeah. At times, eh? So, after looking at that video, what can we do now? So, I'll tell you, I have like my wife, she doesn't like me chanting in front of her because when I'm awake, she wants me to give full attention to her and my son, yeah? So I can't chant in front of her, so I don't have an option. So what I do is, before she wakes up, I actually do 16 rounds, 2 hours of chanting. Doing it for 11 years, huh? But it was imposed on me. Right? I had no option. But that imposition has done what? Made me realize what is my biggest rock? Chanting. So I put chanting first, and then I put my health. Then I do so I do yoga, pranayam, then I wake her up, give her coffee, then we do some exercises 4 days a week, and then breakfast, and then go to work. Okay? Now, in order for anyone to do it, one of the things we have to do is we have to not give us any choice. मेरे पास choice नहीं है. It's not self-imposed. It's imposed by my boss. Wife. Same thing. Synonymous. So now I want you to think about जिस दिन हमें इंडिया जाना होता है, फ्लाइट होती है, हम लोग 12:30 बजे भी उठ जाते हैं. 10 बजे भी सोएंगे, 12:30 सुबह की फ्लाइट है, मतलब 1 बजे की फ्लाइट है, 3 बजे की फ्लाइट है. We get up and we go. Why? What is the priority? Flight. इंडिया जाने का एक्साइटमेंट प्लस $1,000 खराब नहीं होगा. Some people don't, depending on कौन सी आप टिकट ले. You know what I mean? So what is it? It's only priority. It's actually priority management, not time management. So I want you to think about, like आज का homework ये है, you think about what is it that you really are non-negotiable in your life. Write it down. जैसे माता जी बोल रहे थे ना, please write it down. These are the 5 things or 4 things or 6 things or 10 things that are non-negotiable. And chanting would be there, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavad Gita, yeah, listening to lectures, whatever it is. Put everything down there. You think that these are non-negotiable, and then you go and find out, where do I put these big rocks in my day? And guess what? It's not for one day. ऐसा नहीं है कि you can do, एक ही दिन में, यार मैं 1 महीने से गया नहीं जिम, तो आज मैं 8 घंटे कर लेता हूँ जाके. It doesn't work. It would not work. So that's what I wanted to share. But thank you very much. Let's go and look at our most confronting text in Bhagavad Gita. There will be more, but this is probably the most. So I already gave you a disclaimer. I forgot to wear my helmet today, but It is what it is.
What do you mean by helmet?
Because you see, when I start reading it, there will be chappals coming out. Okay. Did we read this one? Okay. Now we'll read 40 again, and then. So, adharma. My screen is so small because wo bada hai ya chota udhar, and I can't see that because it's reflecting.
प्रभु हम पढ़ सकते
नहीं
हैं
अधर्मा हाँ एक बार मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ because I just want to feel that Sanskrit. अधर्मा विभवात् कृष्णा प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रिया स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेया जायते वर्णशङ्करः. Now I'll get anyone else to read now.
अधर्मा विभावत् कृष्णा
अधर्मा विभावत् कृष्णा
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
जायते वर्णशङ्करः. Two more because we read this last time.
अधर्मा विभवात् कृष्णा
अधर्मा विभवात् कृष्णा
प्रद्युषन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
जयते वर्णशङ्कर
जयते वर्णशङ्करा.
अधर्मा विवाद कृष्णा
अधर्मा विभवात् कृष्णा
प्रदूषन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
जायते वर्णशङ्करः.
जायते वर्णशङ्करा.
Anybody wants to read the translation? Who's got the mic? Can I pass the mic?
When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vishnu, comes unwanted progeny.
Progeny.
Okay, now I want an adult to read this purport. Who wants to read?
I'm basically an adult.
The next time.
प्रभु जिसके पास माइक है वो पढ़ सकता है.
Yes, इसके पास माइक है. अच्छा.
मैंने cheating की.
मैंने अच्छी बात है जिसके पास माइक है वो पढ़ सकता है. उसके पास ही.
उन्होंने हाथ खड़ा किया.
Good population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. The Varnashram religion's principles were so designed that the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both the children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religion practices, women will not be misled into adultery. According to Chanakya Pandita, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in the Varnashram system. On the failure of such Varnashram dharma, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The class is over. Okay, so Chanakya के पंडित अभी मिल जाए ना किसी को. Okay,
तो यहाँ की स्टेज संभाल लेंगे बहुत.
so let's unpack it. So the reason देखो, there is no word that is written in scriptures. Beta, I'm so sorry. Kids, girls, I'm so sorry, but you know, I get distracted when I hear people talking. So यहाँ पर we're gonna unpack this. आपको पता है what the first thing that it says, children, women. So in order to protect the society, we have to protect women. Simple. So there are some women, they will take it, okay, you know what, we are karta dharta. हम बच गए तो पूरा समाज बच जाएगा, हम गए तो सारा समाज गया. That means who has the most priority? Women. Men, नीचे लिखा ही है, men, it's very, you know, if irresponsible men are also provoke adultery. Now, what, जैसे for example, if you have my car, you know, in my house, after my house, the most expensive thing that I have in my house is my car. I'm talking about material things. Otherwise, my wife, but in material aspect, it's the car. Now, any point of time, if I have to protect my car, or if I have to protect a laptop, which one would I protect? I mean, generally, my car, you know, because it has more value. So, whatever, and especially, for example, pen हुआ, you know, $1 का pen है, I wouldn't even care. अगर कहीं मैं भूल गया हूँ, I would not even call. Can I please get my pen back? Because I would not even care. I wouldn't even care. So the thing which has the most value needs to be protected. So there is one thing inside. Women and children need to be protected. Children we know because they are dependent. Now you will hear in Bhagavad Gita as well, women needs to be protected as well. Children need to be protected because they are dependent. Women need to be protected because
they can be easily misled.
Huh?
They can easily be misled.
Because they are emotional.
Hang on. So kids, because they are dependent. Are women dependent on us?
No.
Very tricky question. Come on, guys. नहीं
प्रभु आप आज की बात कर रहे हो? I was going to say that. प्रभु आप इस युग की बात कर रहे हो या उस युग की?
Aren't we all basically dependent on something or someone?
Oh, beautiful. We all are dependent. No one is independent. The biggest fallacy that we live in, I am independent. I am independent. I'm an independent, self-made man or self-made woman. You know, I'm an independent woman. I can take care of myself. No one is independent. No one can be independent. We are dependent, fully dependent on everything, for everything. Huh? Now, let's come back to the thing. So, children need to be protected because they are dependent. Why do we need to protect women? Is because women are the most value-add entity in this whole community. In Varnashram Dharma में सबसे ज़्यादा value-add जो है वो है women. Now we don't want to go into physiological differences and stuff because it's got nothing to do with it. Then that's first point, that we need to protect women. And then it says women and children are prone to be misled. Wow. मतलब women को कोई भी बेवकूफ बना सकता है. Basically that's what it says. How do you girls feel about that? Your girl? Let me ask you. Just wait. I was just joking. Yes, tell me, how do you feel about that? Be very open because this is very important for us to get today.
Yes, Prabhu.
Because girls are more emotional.
Huh? Love it. Because, beta, एक second. I'm trying to make a point. Yeah, you can. After this, you can say. So, आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला. So, what women have better than men is emotional depth. लेकिन वो जो इमोशनल डेप्थ होता है, people can take advantage of that emotional depth. With men, they think logically. Their right side of their brain is logic brain, and left side is your emotional brain. So their logical brain is a little bit more active. Women का left side वाला होता है. Women take decisions based on their heart, and men take decisions based on their. But this is not 100%. We can't generalize it, because I have seen men who are like husband and wife. Their husband is really emotional, and you see in the cinemas they're crying their eyes out, and they So I'm just saying, I'm not in generally that's how the women are, and emotionally, it's because women value like love more than anything else. If you want to woo a woman, all you have to do is let them know, fully express how much you love them, give them whatever you feel that they value, and they will think that this person loves me a lot, because they will think that nobody who doesn't love me will go to this extent to do these things for me. So, but if you do the same thing for men, so what do you want? Like my wife, the other day she came to me and she was, look, tell me what you want to eat. And, tell me what you want. She said, that's two different questions. I said, no, you tell me what you want. Why are you cooking for me now? Like, asking me what to cook, Usually jo hai kha lo, So what do you want to eat? And then I was just thinking if we can go to Chile to see my grandmother. This is like, Anyway, I got a really good meal, by the way. $10,000 worth of meal. Expensive. So, women, they generally think from the heart, because God ne unhe kaise banaya, they are actually made like this. Because when women are the only, they can give birth to a child, women can give birth to a child, because the hormones that they have, they are actually designed to protect and love that entity that comes out of them. Aapne dekha hoga, there are a lot of fathers, they love their kids a lot. But it's very rare to find a father who loves the child more than the mother. और हमारे शास्त्र में लिखा है, the closest thing to God's love is mother's love. So that's why. So mothers, they are very emotional, and when they are easily prone to degradation because they can be misled. How they misled? Who can mislead them? Men. Otherwise, if हम कहते हैं ना, अगर हम लोगों को सोसाइटी को बचाना ना, हम कहते हैं अपनी विमेन को थोड़ा सा तमीज से रखो. नहीं, अपने लड़के हैं ना, उनको तमीज सिखाओ. Women will be safe already. Yes, beta, you can say.
But basically, aren't we all children? Not only children of your mother and father, but also children of
Beta, that was my last point. 8:30 वाली बात करने के बाद. 8:45, but good point. I'm not going to repeat this because that's a punchline. Thank you. So hang on. So what I was saying is, we need to make sure that we protect the women, because who can mislead them? Us men can mislead them, and they are prone to degradation. And because a man, अगर एक आपने कितनी बार देखा होगा, I have seen it myself. Husband is completely degraded, but wife is extremely chaste, really good wife, and because of her chastity, the household goes amazing. And at some point, the male transforms because of the chastity of the female. And I've seen many examples where this has happened, because that's why women, if they are prone to degradation, but if we can protect them, they can protect the whole generation. Now we go to the next point, which says, according to Chanakya Pandit, women are generally not very intelligent. How do you girls feel about that?
Not very good. मुझे पूरे परपोर्ट में सिर्फ वही सबसे ज़्यादा पसंद की है.
I'll tell you something. Oh, I like that. We don't agree.
Yes.
Don't agree. Yes.
पहली प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी थी.
Huh? Can you pass on the mic over there, please?
पहली प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी थोड़ी थी.
Because it's generally.
Generally.
Yes, because even in
Hang
some
on, Prabhu,
ways,
एक second. Prabhu, एक second. Yes, yes, Mataji.
I think it's not saying कि some ऐसे हैं,
Yes.
but it's talking about generally, which is actually true also. Like IQ जब भी test हुआ है, in scientific
Majority
studies
उसमें,
also,
हाँ, हाँ.
like
EQ is
average
high.
IQ is same,
Hmm.
but higher IQ or the highest IQ is always for men.
That's correct.
And like women do have high IQ in some cases, but
Generally.
generally like average is same, but highest IQ is generally always of men.
Very nice. I'll give you an aspect where women are less intelligent. I'll give you an example. Srila Prabhupada, I'll say this and then you can say. Srila Prabhupada one day, he was reading this purport and unki jo female disciples thi, she came and she goes, Srila Prabhupada, can I ask you a question? And he said yes. I said, Srila Prabhupada, it says women are less intelligent. Am I less intelligent? And she was like one of the very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And you know what Srila Prabhupada said? If you think you are a woman, then you are less intelligent. That's it. And then, lambi khamoshi. Nobody could understand what Srila Prabhupada means. Then he elaborated. He gave purport of the purport. He said, we are not this body. This body is given to us how? Our karma. So, for example, I have a male body. Most likely, I was a female in my previous life, and while I was dying, I was thinking of female. And because I was in the consciousness of thinking about female, when I died, a male, I was thinking of a male. Last birth, I was a female. I was thinking of male. I got a male body. And guess what? All of you girls, you were men last birth, most likely. Why? Because you were thinking about the opposite gender, but at the time of your death, you got that body. So, if we identify ourselves with this body, then we are less intelligent. Intelligence, हम लोग Bhagavad Gita क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? We are not this body. Who are we?
Soul.
We are the soul. The body has a physiological difference. That's it. And actually, there is only one Purusha. Purusha का मतलब होता है enjoyer. Prakriti का मतलब होता है something that is used to enjoy. Yeah. So Purusha, हम लोग men को पुरुष बोला जाता है, but there is only one Purush. Who? Krishna. And we are all Prakriti. Like I am Prakriti and Mataji is Prakriti. Everyone is Prakriti. So we might have a physiological gender of male and female, but we are actually spirit soul. Now, जो इंटेलिजेंस की इसमें बात हो रही है, that's not the intelligence of whether what is right, what is wrong. That intelligence is talking about, in order for us to go back home, back to Godhead, we need to have one important aspect. वो क्या होता है? वैराग्य. वैराग्य का क्या मतलब होता है? As soon as you turn 50, you need to do what? वनवास. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? है ना, वन में जाना होता है, वानप्रस्थ आश्रम. ठीक है, we need to go to वानप्रस्थ. That means leave everything. 50 के बाद. How many of you are nearing 50? Pack your bag, not the women, men. Pack your bags, whoever. So now, for men, it's very easy. We don't have a button, but it's very easy for men to be detached. आप ना किसी भी हस्बैंड को पूछ लेना. I don't want any one of you to please accept मत करना जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि बहुत पड़ेगी. क्या? मैं अपनी बता रहा हूँ. If I am alone, like usually on Sundays, sometimes I don't go to church, so I stay at home. Roxy and Narayan, they are in church. वो 2-3 घंटे होते हैं ना, it's blissful. Absolutely blissful. Because it's not that I don't love them, but I do have a little bit of detachment. But Roxy will not say. Roxy will say, okay, look, I'm happy because I need a little bit of my time. But even in that time when she's alone, what is she thinking? मेरे बेटे ने खाना खाया? मेरे बेटे नहीं करा? मेरे बेटे ने वो? So, in order for you to go back home, back to Godhead, you can't have any attachment. Even if you have attachment for Rasgullah, you have to come back for that Rasulullah. So it's easier for men to die and go back home, back to Godhead than women. It's harder in a female body to go back home, back to Godhead. Does it make sense? I'll repeat. It's easier for men to go back home, back to Godhead because they have less attachment, more detachment. Women, they cannot get detached from anyone. Husband ho ya bacha ho, parents ho. Women are so attached. Like, I know women, they actually tell their husband, Papa ko phone kara? अरे मैं भूल गया. कैसे भूल जाते अपने पापा को बोल दे, फोन करो. And then उनको पूछा आपने फोन करा? हाँ, आज ही 3 बार करा. है ना? They will connect with their parents because they are emotionally attached, So that's why this intelligence is not intelligence about A plus B whole square is what? A square plus B square plus 2AB. That's not. Women can do it. There are many amazing NASA scientists. The first lady who did the coding for the first trip to moon was a female. There are a lot of things that women have done, super intelligent stuff. Even though they were not allowed to do a lot of stuff in the past, they were not allowed to vote, they were not allowed to drive cars and all those sort of things. But even then, they used to rule their husbands. Their husbands will go to the office and pretend their boss. When they come home, they're like this. I'm talking about 500, 600 years ago. So, women, when the intelligence की बात आ रही है, this is not the intelligence that we find intelligent. बुद्धू नहीं है लड़कियां. But their intelligence cannot overpower their emotions, and that's why they cannot go back home. No, they can. It's harder for a female to go back home, back to Godhead. So, if you want to go back to home, back to Godhead, then obviously next birth, take a birth of a male body, and then it's easier. But that's not true for everyone. It's just generally. So, women are less intelligent. Not because they are less intelligent than men. Like right now, अगर आप देखो, there is no difference. Like literally no difference. पहले क्या होता था? आदमी जाएगा, काम करेगा, women will stay at home and do their work. Now, husband भी जाता है, wife भी जाती है. Wife घर आती है, सारा काम भी करती है. Husband ऑफिस जाता है, घर आके कोई काम नहीं करता. अभी भी I know families, Indian and Aussie both. Husbands don't contribute anything at home. And what does that mean? That means men, हम लोगों में ना एक वो आ गया है पहले से, हमने देखा है कि हमारी मम्मियाँ काम करती थी तो हमें भी काम करना है, women things like that. But as a person, I think that I want to treat my wife the way I want my sister to be treated by my brother-in-law. Simple. Okay? Imagine you go to work and come home and you do घर का भी काम करो, बाहर का भी काम करो, and we are a team. Husband and wife is a team. We need to work as a team because what happens is this is the only team that will be with us. Trust me, no one else will be with you guys when we are at the verge of. जब मुंह में दांत नहीं होगा, पेट में आंत नहीं होगा, then you will only have some, your husband or wife. So if you're not as a team right now, you will not be a team later on. Okay? So women are less intelligent because they think that for them, it is more important, their husband, their kids, they are more important to them than bhakti. अब पता है Christianity में, when because I got married in church as well, इंडिया में हिंदू रिवाज में हुई शादी, यहाँ पर चर्च में, they actually tell you, say, Rajesh, you and your wife, you're getting married in the name of God. Now, remember, who is more important in your life? It's not your wife or your husband. God is more important. You connect to God, and your partner will connect to God, and when you connect with each other through God, you will stay together forever. That's it. So, who is more important to me, my wife, or Krishna? Should be Krishna, but is it? We don't know. You have a wife? You will talk when you have a wife. Drop the mic. Okay, hang on. Mataji, you had a question. Now you can ask me a question. Please ask question, girls, because this is very, very very important for us, because this growth that you're going to get out of this is incredible. In Bhakti I'm talking about. Yes?
प्रभु मैं contemplate कर रही हूँ कि मैं पूछूँ यार बोलूँ या नहीं बोलूँ.
Okay, say it. It's okay. Don't worry.
It's two words there which I still don't agree with. I understand you're talking about emotional intelligence, but even that, as you said, like women are more emotional intelligent than men because they feel the emotion more. Hence, when you do, yes, I do agree, it does become your weakness at times.
That's what he's talking about.
However, it doesn't make you less intelligent. Second thing, they cannot be trustworthy, which is also a very big problem.
No, we come to that. I'm talking about only intelligence. Let's get out of that intelligence thing. So intelligence only, talking about only one intelligence, the intelligence to go back home, back to Godhead. Women are not that intelligent because they are more emotionally attached. And that intelligence, हम लोग क्या सीख रहे हैं? We are seeking vairagya. It's not possible. I shouldn't say it's not possible. It's extremely hard for a female to have vairagya, detachment.
But प्रभु बहुत सारी ladies भक्त हुई जैसे मीराबाई
harder it's so those people, when you hear that Mirabai and stuff, those are exceptions, you know, and women should be aspiring to be like that, you know. But if you think about number of rishis, they can easily, Kardama Muni, when he had a son, as soon as the son was able to take care of his wife, he just said, okay, tata, bye bye. He left straight away, like not. And who was born? Lord Krishna came himself, you know, Kapil Muni. He came himself, and Lord is born in his house. He said, "Thank you. You take care of your mother. I'm going. Where are you going? I'm going to go and do tapasya and go back home, back to Godhead." Why? I am here. I am in your house. You're going to go to tapasya to find me, but I'm here. But he said no, because this is the only way I know to reach God. You look after your mother. I'm going to go. Now, imagine Mother Devhuti, Devhuti, she could not have said that. Okay, beta ho gaya hai, you look after my son, main chali, I'm going to go back home. They can't. And that is they're talking about. That intelligence, to be able to detach yourself like this with anyone, that is actually intelligence in spirituality. They are not talking about the general intelligence. Right now, if you think about it, जैसे हम बोल रहे थे ना कि men can easily fool women. You go online and you see कितने women बुद्धू बनाती हैं, आदमी को. So it's not that intelligence.
Same with the men also, right? Because क्यों कहते हैं कि men नीचे फिसल जाते हैं, like they don't have control, right?
You know what?
केशव को भी लड़की बन के आना पड़ा था उनको बेवकूफ बनाने के लिए. So it is the same, right?
The reason वो फिसल जाते हैं because that फिसलना is purely on a physical level, but when it comes to bhakti, they can detach like this. And this is, I'm not saying it, it's Shastra is saying that. Yes, Mataji.
प्रभु जैसे भगवान से तो प्रेम होना चाहिए भक्ति, तो क्या वुमेन्स के लिए ज्यादा इजी नहीं है? अगर वो इमोशनल है ज्यादा तो प्रेम ज्यादा करेंगे ना भगवान से.
आप क्यों ताली मार रहे हो? आपको क्या खाना
प्रभु जैसे आप बोल रहे डिटैच, जैसे जल्दी हो जाते हैं मैन, तो isn't it some kind of selfishness? मतलब ना हमें Godhead में जाना है तो फैमिली से डिटैच हो जाना, तो how correct is this?
Very good. Let me answer that first. Very good question. उन्होंने क्या, simple सी बात है. Women are emotional. God is भावग्रही. So why? What's the problem? Problem ये है कि they are भावग्रही. They are very attached to the Lord, but they are very attached to their kids as well. मेरी मम्मी, she does 64 rounds a day. ठीक है?
Wow.
बट अभी भी 64 राउंड करके भी मोनू तूने फोन नहीं करा 2 दिन हो गए। अरे मम्मी सुबह ही तो बात करी थी। अच्छा सुबह ही करी थी क्या? मेरे को लगा 2 दिन हो गए। This is my mother. I've been here since 2003 and every day at least once I speak to her. I see her at least once. And still she thinks that I don't call her enough. And she does 64 rounds. And she loves the Lord. So they do have a lot of affection for Lord. But trust me, if you tell a mother, okay, you know what? You have 2 options. Either Krishna will come. Krishna says, you can go back home to God, back to Godhead if you let me kill your son. How many of the mothers will say, okay, kill my son, I'll go back home to God? No one? You ask me. Ask me. Yes, do it. I'm telling you, I'm honestly saying that. This is if that's the case, if I have to sacrifice my son for me to go, now hang on, Rita. Now उससे क्या माता जी ये समझ में आया ना? Now we go to same उसमें. Now that means I'm selfish. Yeah? पर आपको पता है, if you really think about it, who is more selfish? A mother who is looking after her son. Who gave her the son? Krishna. If Krishna is asking you, I want to kill your son, I'm going to take you home back to God, and you say no. Who is more selfish? Men or women? Please, hang on. Women are selfish? Does it make sense? Selfishness, when it comes to spirituality, the real selfishness is when you don't care about Krishna, that is selfish. When you have anything which is more important to you than Krishna, it is selfish. Good point. Well, I love it. Very good. ना actually उन्होंने पता है क्यों अब मैं बताता हूँ बच्चों को क्यों दिया जाता है. Now let's very good point. So that makes sense. I'm going to go back to her. Now the reason why they have given women child is for women to feel all the emotions they are supposed to feel in that female body. All the emotions, and one of the emotions which makes their heart really melt. You see, there are some females that I know one person. She does not like kids at all. Very hard-hearted, like really hard-hearted. Like for her, kids are like, don't come near me, don't touch me. I don't want to talk about kids. They're mess. And you see, I have not seen anyone more dissatisfied in my life than her, because she is unable to feel that emotion that the body is designed to feel. You know? आपको पता है, you guys can advance in bhakti more than men, but you're still not able to go back home, back to Godhead easily. Men can be easily do it because you guys can love God more than we can. आप हमारी भागवत क्लास में कभी आओ. Not even one male, all the women. पूरी भागवतम क्लास में अगर 10 लोगों ने लॉगिन करा है, 10 के 10 फीमेल्स. बेटा एक सेकंड, 10 के 10 फीमेल्स, no male. Sometimes ललित प्रभु आ जाते हैं.
मैं वही बोल रही थी उनको.
But otherwise no one. What does it say? भूख जो है ना भगवान की भूख जो है वो औरतों में ज्यादा है. फिर भी they are less capable of going back home, back to Godhead because of their excessive emotions, and those emotions are so powerful that they can actually surpass Krishna. Krishna बोलेगा मैं या तुम्हारा बेटा, you choose one. No mother will choose Krishna. They'll say, man, yes.
We are less capable. इसका फैसला तो भगवान को खुद करना चाहिए.
नहीं एक्चुअली प्रभु ने बोला ना मेरा भाई भी है. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. इट्स हार्डर बिकॉज ऑफ द फिजियोलॉजिकल. हमारा जो साइकोलॉजिकल मेक है ना एज ए फीमेल, आप लोगों का साइकोलॉजिकल मेक है, इट्स हार्डर, बट दैट डजंट मीन इट्स इम्पॉसिबल. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, टू फाइट ए WWF you need very strong women, but there are WWF fighters, women, but not everyone can. Like how many women? Very small minority of women there. So you will find women who are very not much emotionally attached to a lot of things, they have a chance. But women like normal women, which are very emotionally attached to their family, harder, not impossible. But imagine, the harder it is, and if you do it, the more spiritual muscle you have, you will become more powerful. And guess what? When you come back next life, Neha Vikramanastosi Pratyavahina Vidyate Swalpam api asya dharmasya prayate mahatobhyat. Krishna says, small amount of कितना भी आप प्रोग्रेस करते हो भक्ति में इस लाइफ में, नेक्स्ट लाइफ में यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर. यहाँ पर आपका डबल मास्टर्स है ना, MBA कॉर्पोरेट, नेक्स्ट बर्थ में A फॉर एप्पल, B फॉर बॉल, वहीं से स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा. मैं बोलूंगा नहीं, मैंने तो MBA कर लिया था लास्ट बर्थ में. Doesn't matter. But bhakti में it's opposite. एक सेकंड बेटा. Yes.
In a previous class, we were talking about responsibilities and
Yeah.
how, for example, if a mother has a child, that's her karma and that's her responsibility,
Yes.
and she has to adhere to those
That's correct.
responsibilities. Wouldn't her detaching from this child be a sin?
Yes, definitely.
And how would it bring her to Godhead? Wouldn't it make her further?
No, that was just an example. God will never tell you that. But I was giving you an example saying that if you have to choose one person between you, Krishna and the thing, the mother will choose Krishna because of their emotional attachment. But if Krishna comes and say, hey, you have to choose me, mother will still choose this child. And so karmic, so for example, doing your responsibility is not bhakti. Doing your responsibility is responsibility. Bhakti is when you do your responsibility for the sake of God. Yat johoshi, yat karoshi, yat johoshi dadashi yat. Everything they did. Mad tat kurush mad arpanam. You do everything, surrender unto me. Everything that you do it for me. If a mother is looking after the child because the child is gift of Krishna, then that is bhakti. बच्चे का ध्यान रखना, बच्चे को दूध पिलाना, बच्चे को खाना खिलाना, बच्चे को सुलाना, they are all bhakti. But concentrations क्या होनी चाहिए? मेरा बच्चा नहीं है ये, किसका बच्चा है? Krishna का, and he has given me as a gift, so I'm going to look after that. And doing the responsibility like this is a bhakti. But if you, and then when Krishna comes and say, hey, choose, you should be able to choose Krishna, because if you choose Krishna, all your responsibilities are done. But there is a disclaimer here. We are not pure devotees, are we? So for us, we cannot say, आज माताजी बोलेंगे, अच्छा माताजी बोलेंगे ललित प्रभु ललित एक काम करो, आज मैं सुन के आई हूँ क्लास में, so I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm going to sit and chant the holy name. You do whatever you want to do, and if you don't do it, so be it.
आज खाना आप ही बनाओगे प्रभु?
खाना तो ठीक है, खाना तो प्रभु अच्छा बना लेते हैं, लेकिन बाकी काम भी करना है, सारा कुछ. So what will happen? This is not practical. Practical is, because we are not pure devotee, we have to look after our responsibility as a husband and a wife. And then after that, then you do whatever you need to do. Excellent. I'll ask her. Is that okay? Does it make sense? Okay. Now, hang on. He's asking. Yes, beta.
So basically, coming back to the first part where you said if the woman or the mother would choose to go back to Krishna or to get their son killed by him.
I shouldn't have said that. I should have said choose one. Yeah.
Like choose one. Though, wouldn't it not only be beneficial for her but also the child, because the child is getting purified
That's
by the
called
touch
intelligence.
of Krishna?
I'll tell you. This is called intelligence. You know what he said?
Yes.
If you go back home, back to Godhead, where do you think Krishna will keep your son? Go back home, back to Godhead, because a pure devotee is 7 generations after that and 7 generations before that, they all go back home, back to Godhead. So see, none of the female could have given an answer. Bro, you made our point. I'm just kidding. Yes. But very good point, Beta.
Back to what you said before, like how you said that a mother will always choose like their kid. No, I'm not saying this to every mother, like very few, but there's like a few mothers who like don't like their kids.
You're right.
Not like get mad at them, but like actually like very much don't like them. Like not.
Yeah, fair enough. I know one
Actual
person.
mothers who like leave their kids, like actually hate them.
Yeah, but that hatred that you're talking about, that is actually sin. What she was talking about, Anna was talking about, that is the sin. So if you have a child and you don't want to take care of your child because you hate them, what is this? This is called getting away from your responsibilities as a mother. That is a sin. That's actually opposite. What we are saying is, even if you love your son, you still choose Krishna. But that doesn't mean कि बेटा भूख से मर रहा है लेकिन फिर भी भगवान को दिया जला रहा है. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually in your heart you say, you know what, God, I love you more. But it's not possible. I'm not asking you to do that. That's not possible for a female, and I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is look at your kids and look at them as gift from Krishna and serve them like anything. And that itself. And when you're doing that, if you're not even serving the Lord, it's still bhakti. And you will go back to God. I'm talking about a little bit different. I'm talking about that intelligence that we're talking about. The reason, and can I be very honest with you, because these are adults here? The reason why these things hurt us is our ego is very high. Somebody called me a stupid. The first thing I look at them and who do you think you are? Somebody calls me a stupid, what would I say? If I'm really intelligent, I will say, oh, he's calling me stupid. I must have done something that he knows better. Let me ask him. Please tell me, what did I do that you find me stupid? And then he'll say, oh, you're stupid because you are putting the recycled item in a red bin. Oh, now I know why I was stupid. All I have to do, change an action, and I'm no longer stupid. But if I'm really hurt, if my ego is hurt, I said, I'm not stupid. Stupid hoga tera baap. You know? I mean, what is it? Where is it coming from? It comes from just ego, because sometimes we are so proud to be a male, and sometimes we are so proud that I'm to be a female. You know that pride that we have, that I'm right, I'm righteous, I know better. You know, I'm a male, I know better. And female, same thing. You know what? We're living in 21st century. I'm I'm better than you. You know, I know more. I do my work. I do work. I come home and look after the kids. I'm better than you. Both those things are ego. If this thing hurts us, if this thing is hurting you, please go deep and find out कौन से आपके तार छिड़ गए हैं. ये सुन के क्या I'm intelligent. And that's when we will try and find, because the first thing we have to do is confront our own ego. And that's when we'll progress. Yes.
Prabhu, in all seriousness, so are you telling that Keshav has set us to fail?
No.
Because we are compassionate, we are made like that, right? That's our DNA.
Yes.
So it's difficult for us to go to Godhead because of all the traits that He has given us. So
He has not given you. Sorry. It was your karma.
I mean, as a female.
Yeah. So
when He's designed the whole Prakriti,
yes,
it's the system the way it is. So every time, basically, if I was male in my previous life, then just because I didn't do bhakti, that's why.
No. Because you were thinking about women in your last life at the time of death. So you got a female body. I was thinking of male. I was a female. I'm not ashamed of that anymore. Because I accept it. When you accept it, you can move on. So, yes, ask hard questions, because this is what we have to ask. Here.
Prabhuji, with like what you have said is like perfectly true, at least in my family case. I would say that I'm not attached to the children that much, and if I have discussed the same thing with my wife, and when I ask her that when you're dying, and if it is you have to think of someone, whether it will be Krishna, and then she says no, it will be my daughters. I will be thinking of them.
Yeah. And I think there is nothing wrong with it as well. Look, we should not try and be someone we are not physiologically designed for. Girls, I'm so sorry. So we should not be, we are not designed for this. What we need to do is, we need to fulfill the God, Bhagwan ne hame jo diya na, we need to nurture it. So, coming back to Mataji, women are not designed to fail. Women are designed to nurture. Because of females, men can go back home, back to Godhead. आपको पता है, there are more examples in the even Kardama Muni का example. He got delivered because his wife said, okay, go. Otherwise, there is no point. He would, वानप्रस्थ का और संन्यास का क्या मतलब होता है? You need to take permission, है ना? If you don't take permission, you can't. So if मना कर देते नहीं आते, तो all the women, they are not losers. They are actually really, what's happening is, आप ये देखो, women are like, they are actually the most important instrument in getting half of the population go back home, back to Godhead. I cannot go back home, back to Godhead without the help of my wife. So they are not losers. So who is better, who is higher in terms of giving? Me or my wife? My wife. Because she is sacrificing to help me go back home, back to Godhead. So the position of women, that's why they need to be protected. If men are not protected, it's okay. But अभी कृष्णा उसमें बोलेगा अर्जुन कि अगर सारे men खराब हो जाएंगे तो women won't be protected and they will have issues. Anyway, does it make sense a little bit? We can talk as well more, है ना? Yes.
One more thing.
Yes.
Why they are more attached? Because kids come from them.
That's correct. That's body. So and that's why, because we have this thing, हम लोग we identify with our body, और जो बच्चा है वो body का ही part है. So we identify with our kid. So it's very hard. Very good. Yes, better. Hey, Mike, please.
Like, how are you saying that if you're thinking of like females in your past life, you will be female? If you think of men,
The female. Yeah. If I think of female, I'll be female. Yeah.
What if you're like not spiritually like conscious and you're like you sin or something?
Yeah.
And then when you're dying, you think of like
Something.
or Krishna. Then
Krishna, yeah.
Then like, will you go back to
Yes.
Godhead?
Bhagwan कहता है. Yes.
Even
Antikala, yes. The whole life is a sinful life. If you can think of Krishna at the time of death, you will go back home to Antikale chamameva smarana muktva kalevaram. Kalevaram means body. As soon as you think of me, and if you're leaving your body, this body, you will come to me. Krishna says himself in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, that's true. The problem is, when people do a lot of sinful activities throughout the life, they will not be able to think of Krishna, because at the time of death, the pain that happens is equivalent to 40,000 scorpions biting at the same time. People who are not spiritually advanced will not be able to think about God. So a sinful person will never be able to do, because you will not have that depth. Because sinful means you are more attached to your body. When you're more attached to your body, then you're, no, I don't want to leave this body, I don't want to leave this body. And actually, Yamadut, they will drag the soul out of your body, like really drag. And you're holding on to it. And that pain is that pain. People who are not attached to their body, like Bhakt ke liye bola jata hai, devotees are so amazing that when they leave their body, they feel like, I'm just changing a dress. I'm going to take this clothes off and put another one on. It's as simple as that. And yes, but true, if someone says the name of Lord at the time of death, even if they are highly sinful, they will go back home back to it. Ajamil. मैंने बेटे का नाम रखा ना नारायण, इसलिए रखा ये निकरेण प्रकारेण, है ना, कैसे ना कैसे करके मेरे, क्योंकि मैं उसी का नाम लूंगा, I think, hopefully. There is a poem, there is a bhajan, इतना तो करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले. I love that. और मैंने क्या कर रखा, I have printed that, laminated it and left it on my desk. Every now and then, when I feel really tired, when I feel really let down by the whole world, I pick up that thing and I read that bhajan and I feel good about straight away. I've come back because it's for me. It works like all is well, all is well. That's how it works for me. So that thing, because nothing matters. Nothing matters. What matters is what consciousness we're gonna have at the time of death. But who knows हमारी death कब आ रही है? I don't know. I don't know whether I'll be able to get home after this class. I don't know. So what do we need? When do we have to start being serious in bhakti? Now. Yeah? And that's why I'm saying, people who are not chanting, I'm really sorry to say, people who are not chanting, it is very highly unlikely that you guys will get anything from Bhagavad Gita or any of these classes. You will not. You might come for spiritual entertainment, but that's about it. Yes. Mike.
कुछ लोग होते हैं ना अपने प्राण मतलब पता ही नहीं चलता उनको ऐसे ही छोड़ जाते हैं तो उनको कष्ट हुआ
होता है क्योंकि फिजियोलॉजिकली नहीं दिख रहा है आपको कष्ट, लेकिन जो अंदर की स्ट्रगल है, बिकॉज इट्स बॉडी की स्ट्रगल नहीं है, वो अंदर की स्ट्रगल है. क्योंकि जब आदमी बेहोश भी पड़ा है, लेकिन जब उसको लेके जाते हैं देन ही इज नॉट स्लीपिंग एनीमोर. तो जब उसको निकालते हैं ही गेट्स सो अटैच्ड टू दैट बॉडी. तभी तो बॉडी को वी डोंट कीप द बॉडी, तुरंत उसका दाह संस्कार करा जाता है. बिकॉज आपको पता है the human species is such that they want to get into that body again and again and again and again. The whole time until it's burnt, the Atma is trying to get into the body. So that's why so usko jaise jala diya, now you have no choice. Then you go on your yatra, like 11 days. 11वीं इसलिए होती है, 11वीं के बाद the soul goes onto the journey. 13वीं के बाद the soul goes onto the journey. So until then, but the pain that soul is feeling is huge because you see everyone's crying. If someone is laughing, you still get more painful. Like, why is this person laughing at my death? इसके लिए तो मुझे वापस आना पड़ेगा. That kind of stuff. So it's very painful, and the pain is because we are so attached to this body. And females are attached to not their body, but they're attached to the body that is coming out of them. And that's the reason why भगवान ने उनको वो hormones दिए हैं, so that they can protect and serve those kids. Otherwise, यार 2 बजे उठ के आप हर 2 घंटे में बच्चे को दूध पिला रहे हो, that's not easy. You would know it's not easy thing to do. I've seen my wife, so it's not easy. I can't do it, but women can do it. And आपको पता है जो pain अभी these people have done that, the pain जो होता है ना प्रेगनेंसी वाला जो पेन होता है, लेबर पेन, उस लेबर पेन के लिए दे हैव डिजाइन्ड अ मशीन और बेल्ट लगाते हैं. मेन को यहाँ पे बेल्ट लगाई और उसमें कहा कि जो 10 का लेवल है ना, उस पे दिस इज हाउ मच पेन अ वुमन गोज थ्रू. दे वेंट अप टू 4 एंड मेन बिकेम अनकॉन्शियस 4 पे, एंड वुमेन कैन गो अप टू 10. एंड आफ्टर दैट गेस व्हाट, आई विल हैव अनदर बेबी. Why? Because this is how they're designed. They're actually much more, they're higher beings in a lot of terms, but when it comes to going back, that's where, but you never know, because what happens is, if as a female you have more potency to love God, Bhagavan Bhavgrahi hai, guess what? Next birth, you will be ahead of all of us straight away. We will start from above us. But at the moment, right now, we have to understand that we should stop identifying ourselves with this body. और हमें कैसे पता चलेगा we are identifying with this body? If we are getting offended. Yeah. Somebody else wanted to ask something, but yes, beta. Mike over there, please.
When you say that, like all those, like everything that you said about women,
bring it closer.
if like there's a man and he's like transgender,
Yeah.
but because he's only like transgender because
Yeah.
he feels he should be a woman, like he feels like he's more like emotionally like, whatever they're saying, will that like
impact him? Yeah, definitely. Because it's not our physiology that's the only thing. What happens to our mind because of our physiology, that impacts. For example, if someone is a trans, what are they doing? They're definitely identifying with their body. Like, because if they're not, then they should be happy with what God has given them. Does it make sense? Because they are not happy, that means they are more attached. So it is very hard for them to be in bhakti and go back home. It's harder for them because they are too attached, more than women. So that's why, but at the same time, exceptions are everywhere. You know, you can, anybody, whether you're trans or whatever you are, you can go back home, back to order just by chanting the holy name. If someone is not chanting and they're doing a lot of other stuff, very hard. 95% of spiritual progress depend on what? Chanting the holy name. If you're not chanting, please start chanting, because that will definitely change the whole game for you, guaranteed. I have seen it. This is the third Bhakti Vriksha that we have organized. So I have seen people transform completely just by chanting. आपको पता है, अगर आप एक पेज भी भगवद गीता का कभी नहीं पढ़ो, but if you're chanting diligently every single day, you will have more knowledge than people who have done Bhakti Shastri, but they don't chant. उनसे ज़्यादा knowledge होगा. Because the knowledge comes from where? Mattah smriti jnana apohanam. It comes from Krishna. So Krishna brings knowledge, and सबसे ज़्यादा कृष्णा का सबसे closest चीज़ क्या है कलयुग में? Now, when you chant the holy name, all the knowledge is in that holy name. Every knowledge. Okay. My goodness, 9. I'm so sorry. Look, I want to say, I'm so sorry that this was the hardest class. Last वाले भक्ति रक्षा में मैंने skip कर दिया था इसको, because I thought I wasn't ready. If I'm not ready right now as well to discuss, I don't know much about it. I can only share what I know, and I shared with you because I have utmost respect for all of you women. And saying those things makes me realize how small us men are when it compares to women. Like आज की मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, and I'm feeling like, you know, how much more you girls are in terms of everything that this world offers. So from all the men and from my side, I really want to do Dandavat Pranam to all the women. I really think that you girls are the epitome of it, because of you, because of my mother, because of my sister. The whole families are in spirituality. So thank you very much. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. No chappal, huh? Because chappal bahar utura diya. That was all this.
The kids are doing our Simran.
Okay, they coming now?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, you have any other questions while we are waiting for the kids? But I thank you for sharing, guys. I thank you for asking those questions. It was hard.
In any how the pain is same for everyone, but when they're leaving the
Prabhu,
body.
Yes. Pain is the same. Yes, ma'am.
Just one feedback.
Yes.
We have many families here. तो आपकी क्लास अलग-अलग रखो, मेल्स और फीमेल्स।
तब ज़्यादा बातें आएंगी बाहर।
प्रभु ने बोला ना एकदम फैमिली के बारे में, क्षमा करें इनसे बात करते-करते चुप हो आंसर।
Awesome. Thank you. You know, I want to do one class just for husband and wife, because we want to actually get into a little bit deeper into relationship, husband-wife relationship, and we want to, how do we connect to Krishna as a husband and wife, and how can we stay together, and not husband and wife, friends as well, like, you know, but I can't do it with kids. It has to be adults.
मैं पूछने वाली थी बैचलर्स कहाँ जाएंगे?
Wait a minute, we'll do it for friends as well. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right, who's doing Narasimha Arati?
Oh, look at that, our kids slowly coming.
Do you guys say the prayers? I was.
Come in.
Who's doing the Narasimha Arati?
We could anybody else.
All the kiddos.
Mridanga, what's your name? Beta, Arna beta? Please, Arna. अच्छा